Episode 5 of the Ratio Right Show. What's going on, guys? Kyle Skinkus, Kyle Maurice here. We're back with another one. Dude,
Got a good one lined up.
really good one. Really good one lined
Good
up.
one lined
We're
up.
going to have the man, the myth, the legend. I don't know why I'm saying that because it's not like I know very much about him. It's the first time I'm actually going to talk to him in person, or not really in person, virtually, I guess.
Yeah.
We're going to have Grant Harlan on the show at number 76. He's running the Hoosier Arenacross series and did really well in nationals last year and
Really good.
some
Like
Like-
really low finishes.
yeah
Close to top 10s.
yeah. So we'll have to talk to him about that later. So that's going to be cool to hear his story and kind of get to know him a little bit more.
And about his weekend, this past weekend.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that. Like
Yeah.
if you guys don't know, there's this thing going on that there's a little bit of drama in the Hoosier Arenacross. For any of our followers that follow along with Arenacross, that there was a little bit of a battle that ensued, and each rider got their own, I guess, part of the show. I guess where they did like a little bit of a dirty riding move. I mean, not really dirty riding, but like
racing. It went back and forth.
Emotions got the best of them type thing, but. At the same time, I mean, they're fighting for a championship, and there's money on the line, and these dudes race for that. So
yeah, and we'll get to hear Grant's perspective.
Yeah, so that's gonna be pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to that. So,
yeah.
You know what else I'm looking forward to though? I mean, getting the ratio right.
I mean,
you have to.
You have to. I'm gonna go ahead and get mine right now.
I mean, let's see if we can hear it though. Yeah, I don't think it picked it up.
I don't think it picked it up either.
So I got a little bit of a couple people. I can't remember who it was. Somebody was saying, "Oh, Alan Messersmith was saying that he likes to do that too, where you do a crack off, I guess, so you can get the best beer crack.
The crack off, yeah, I like that.
And he said that he was kind of bummed whenever you couldn't hear the beers crack last week. So if it doesn't happen this week,
yeah, it doesn't. It's like a weird frequency.
I mean, I guess our mics are just too sensitive to things, I guess. So it's like, yeah. So like I can.
No, I don't
all
think
these like weird little noises and stuff. Nah,
I don't think it picked it
not
up.
gonna work though. So we're getting the ratio right. Sponsored by Dick Yingling. I wish.
Yeah, we aren't. I
we
really
are
wish.
really not.
Yeah.
No.
If that was the case, if they sponsor us, how many beers do you drink during a show?
If
like upwards of like 25.
If Yingling sponsored us, and they were like, and you mentioned this earlier, we were talking about who would sponsor the show. He said if Yingling sponsored us and was like, but here's the kicker, you have to drink as much as possible on the show.
Yeah.
In about an hour's span, I could probably get through like
10 in an hour.
I was gonna say 12. I think I could do 12.
Wow.
I'd be done.
Yeah,
I'd be blitzkrieg.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
But and the thing is though, that I wouldn't feel good about it either, because I would feel like the biggest alcoholic of all time.
Yeah.
But
wouldn't be any fun for anybody listening.
It would be for the
or
greater good.
Know.
I don't know. It'd be for the greater good of Yingling and Sons.
Yeah.
I guess we just got to keep saying their name and hope that the YouTube algorithm gets to them.
Yingling and Daughters now. They're all daughters.
It is Yingling and Daughters. Yeah. It's
not that anybody listening cares, but so
we care.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. All right, so that was long enough.
Yeah.
So, hey, so every single show is brought to you by a certain group of people that we really can't thank enough for everything. The main people that bring a lot of support to us and have given us so many things and have given us some opportunities that you guys will see in the future is what, Kyle?
Vert MX Graphics. Oh,
some of the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Literally.
All right, so you're trying to get that bike all suited up, fresh, trying to freshen up your bike, or you just got a new bike, brand new bike, trying to freshen it up. And where else to go other than Vert Graphics?
Yes.
And they don't just do graphics, they do helmet wraps, custom tees, hoodies, signs, you name it.
Windbreakers.
Windbreakers. I mean,
the wind never stood a chance.
The wind never stood a chance against Vert MX Graphics.
No, never did.
And they got their website up and running. I am not 100% sure. I have to look again if it is completely if all the graphics are up. I know last time I looked, there were multiple brands up. It's almost fully complete, but you can go check it out. vertmxgraphics.com.
Yeah, and then make sure you tell Jordan and the guys that we sent you, and then let them know that what they're doing is awesome, and it's good to support local. So, and that's what we will do. And that's the only thing I will do from here on out.
Absolutely.
I will not buy graphics from anywhere else but them.
I'm putting my order in this week, man. This week. I've been talking to Jordan.
I'm waiting to see that confirmation code.
I know.
So we got some good things in the work with Jordan and all those guys over there, AJ, and VertMX is pretty awesome. See all they're always up posting stuff on their Instagram, so go check them out. Those guys are rad, and they're a new company, so and you should just support them in general because it's in the moto community. So
for sure.
Then our other two sponsors, we got DH1 Mods. We have Brandon Haas over there who does all the best motor work that you can think of, all the way from dirt bikes to, I mean, hell, he'll probably do your scooter if you have one, to your car engine. He does a lot of drag cars and everything, so he knows what he's doing. And then Mike Fisher, Ish Lopez over at Valor Labs. So for the workout guys out here who are looking for supplements, pre-workout, and protein, and also some other things that are really good for nutrition, go ahead and hit those guys up at valorlabs.com as well. So thanks to those guys for everything. I think we should get into the show now.
Yeah, let's go for it.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah. I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah, this one's going to be sweet. So we had some, like, this just went down, and I never would have thought it would happen. And you and I kind of had this like weird, like, coming to like realization, like, how does this work type thing. Chase Sexton.
Yeah, so if anybody doesn't know, Chase Sexton just signed with Monster.
Yeah.
Apparently. So that must mean that the guys, I mean, obviously this isn't anything that we would know prior. I mean, how would you really know this?
Yeah.
They must be doing, HRC Honda must be letting them be open to certain sponsors like that to their leisure. Because I know Ken Roxon and Jet Lawrence are Red Bull riders.
Yeah. So
clearly it's not a team thing.
Yeah, so the weird thing is though, is it's usually like the 450 guys that can like wear what they want, but like the bike is like a Red Bull Honda or like a Red Bull KTM, and they can do what they want. In like a perfect world, I guess. So like now it's, I mean, we usually don't see this. I mean, I guess you see it on Star Yamaha does it, I guess, for the most part, because no,
they're all Monster now.
Because they're all Monster actually. Yeah. So
and then the Gas guys are Red Bull.
Yeah, so I was thinking of Mookie just being on 7, but at the same time, it doesn't matter what gear they're wearing. So yeah, actually, it doesn't. I don't know. It's weird to me that Chase Sexton can just be like, oh, I'm gonna ride, be a Monster Energy Army rider, and then
I haven't. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, I know, but then Roxon still rides Red Bull.
Yeah, so that was just kind of weird to me. Nothing huge, but I mean, it was just something we figured we'd bring up. I mean, because if anybody else knows any info on it, because I haven't really read much about it. We just saw it pretty much right before we started recording the show. So I don't really know. I mean, they must be just doing like a I guess they're not Red Bull HRC.
No, it's
Honda.
it's just HRC.
So that's why then, because
they can. I mean, I guess the contract is that they just have to represent the Honda brand, and then they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I'm sure that there's some things that they have to do, like gear wise and stuff, but it can't be much, or not even gear wise, just parts wise and stuff. Like,
well, I guess if the bike is set, like if it's not set in the team, like Red Bull, like there's no energy drink in the team, so I guess there would be no conflict of interest between.
Exactly.
Like, this isn't no.
I kind of like that.
This isn't no Buku Honda. This isn't
Buku.
No Unbound Energy San Manuel Yamaha. We're talking
Sobi Suzuki.
Yeah, this ain't no Sobi Suzuki, man.
Yeah, so, but
man,
good times. Dude, good. That's the good old days.
Take me back, dude.
I would pay, and I don't have a lot of money, but I would pay a good amount of money to go back. I would pay my whole stimulus check to go back.
I would too, man. Take my 600.
Take it, but no, that's crazy, and like I wasn't actually expecting that, and when he posted that, and I was kind of confused, but at the same time, it makes sense because
I guess it makes sense now the more I think about it, because the team isn't doesn't have an energy drink in it. Yeah.
So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Drop it in the comments whether or not you think that it's kind of a conflict of, I guess, interest, what you were saying with Roxon being Red Bull and then the other factory rider riding Monster.
Yeah.
It's got to be a little weird, you know.
Yeah, I would just think
Yeah.
like in my opinion, since it's not Rockstar Husky, Red Bull,
Yeah.
Gas, so on and so forth. I guess that it would be left to be,
It's
just
just so
kept.
it's just like you were saying about the Lawrence thing though. Like he rides Red Bull, Roxon rides Red Bull. I imagine Hunter is probably gonna match his brother on Red Bull.
Right.
So
Well, I guess when you think about it, like over the summer, Kenny was riding for Red Bull still,
yeah,
but Sexton didn't have anything.
true,
So I guess either,
true.
so they must not, so they both don't have to be on the same, like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's not a part of the team. So I would imagine it's completely just normal. We just
yeah,
figured we'd bring it up because we thought that was kind of just random.
yeah. It's interesting, and I mean, a lot of people are looking forward to seeing what Sexton can do in Supercross, which I think he's gonna do really well. Um, if he can stay on two wheels at least, because he makes
Yeah.
those small mistakes. It's not usually like a crazy huge crash. It's just like small things, like he slides out, tucks the front end, or gets a bad start or
Yeah.
something.
I'm bummed to see that Ferrandis is hurt because I know we talked about that on the last show.
He's back riding.
Oh, he's back riding now.
Yeah. He just posted a video of him
I
riding
thought he
Supercross.
broke like his.
He broke his like hand or something, but
Yeah.
it was. I mean, that was a while ago.
Yeah, I
I
guess
mean, you got to think
so.
these dudes have so much like
Yeah, I guess.
medical
Yeah, I
money.
guess so.
I'm fairly certain. I don't.
I
Want to
thought
say
he was
anything.
gonna miss like the first round or so.
I think he said that he was just bummed that he wasn't going to be at 100%, but he's able to ride.
Okay.
And I think it was like projected to be like second week of January when he was going to be able to ride.
Oh, okay.
And it's almost
Yeah.
there.
Oh well,
So
shoot, because when that happened to him, I kind of like gave up for a little bit. I'm like, okay, well,
yeah.
we'll see him in how many weeks.
I mean, he just
I haven't
posted a
even been paying
video. I
attention to
mean,
him.
sometimes people post the old videos, but
Mhm.
he's usually not really that active on social media. So
Yeah.
like to see him post a video means that maybe he's riding again. So
I'm excited to see him, AC, and Sexton up in the 450. I think those older guys, like, the Barsha, Tomac, Roxon era, I think they're gonna have a tough time.
yeah.
I mean, just look at how much success AC and Sexton have had.
I mean, AC almost won the national title.
He was close.
Like if he didn't
He was
have,
close.
I mean, you could
If he
say the
didn't have
same.
the,
You could say the
yeah,
same thing about
yeah,
Osborne
yeah,
though,
you
and
could,
Tomac and all those
yeah,
guys.
you could.
But I mean,
But he was right there though.
that means that everybody else was equal then. So
Like given none of those what ifs, he was close.
he would have been close still.
He
Yeah,
was close. But
if nobody had a bad race, he would have been right there.
yeah, and we got some really
So.
good flashes of Sexton's speed outdoors. His
Yeah,
results might
that
not have
last
been.
moto.
His results might not have been completely there. He made
Yeah.
some mistakes, but it's his first year up there. I actually applaud him for just straight going for the 450 class rather than hanging around like a lot of people do.
Yeah, no.
Like I love the Martin brothers. I
kinda
love
reminds
watching
me
those
of-
dudes, but in my opinion, Jeremy should have moved up a while ago, even before his broken back.
I think he should have moved up when he had that fill-in ride on the HRC bike
At Daytona.
and
got
he
a second.
led the whole thing until like
Yeah.
2 laps ago.
Right, and that's clearly more of an outdoor style track. I guarantee
Yeah.
you would have had decent success on a 450 already.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, look at Cooper Webb, and back when Cooper Webb and Martin were together, Martin was whooping him.
Yeah.
You know.
So
So
speaking of Cooper Webb, he's my pick.
I was gonna say
for
that's
this
your
year.
prediction.
That's my prediction for the 2021 AMA Supercross champion.
All right, so your 2 450 titles on the year. Who do you taking?
My 2,
Yeah, like indoor, outdoor.
I think it's kind of hard to tell because with Barsha going to a different manufacturer, he could be really fast on that gas outdoors. You know what I mean?
We don't know.
So, if Tomac, man, I would have to say probably I'm gonna say Cooper Webb for indoors, and I'm gonna say Adam Santarullo outdoors.
I was literally gonna say I don't know which one, but I'm willing to put some money down that AC wins one title.
Yeah, I don't see him winning Supercross though. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't know.
He's kind of that same way as
He might pick it up though. I mean,
I hope so.
rookie season. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
How do you think Roxon's gonna do this year?
I love Kenny. He's like one of my favorite riders out there.
Yeah.
He's just such a good dude, and like it seems like just such a genuine dude. I mean, you can't not like him. But I don't know. I hope that I'm eating my words. I hope so, but I just can't see him being strong as he was. I mean,
for the full series.
well, given that injury, and then he already proved that he could win after that. So that's not a full thing, but that's slowly gonna be something. I mean,
Yeah,
that arm's gotta sometimes bug him. Has to.
I'm sure it bugs him more than he says.
And then on top of that, he just opted out of the entire outdoor series.
Yeah.
So those dudes were racing the whole time.
Yeah, he's already kind of doing like the whole Chad Reed thing, and like, did Wyndham do it too? Wyndham only did Supercross for a little bit, right?
Yeah, toward the end of his career.
So just towards the end, though. I
Yeah.
mean, but like the Chad Reed thing, like he just started just doing Supercross after the Catapult.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
People forget too that I think Stewart went through 1 or 2 years of Supercross
He did.
only.
Yeah.
Even like in the
Yeah, he
middle
did.
of his career.
Like
When he went to Yamaha.
like when he was the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of an odd move, but
I don't know. I mean,
don't know.
Stewart, I mean, is one of those dudes that crashed so much that it's like, I mean, I don't know, dude. Who do you think crashed more, Stewart or Kennard?
I think Stewart crashed more, but Kennard had way worse luck.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think that if Trey Kennard, sorry, we're getting off topic, but I think if
No.
Trey Kennard, I mean, obviously you could say this about anybody, but I think given the amount of injuries that Trey Kennard has had in his career, I
Yeah.
think that even if you cut those in half, I think he'd be right up there with a Dungey and Poto.
Yeah.
He would break his femur and then come back, and on the Supercross series,
And he gets landed on.
it'd be Poto. Yeah, he gets landed on.
Yeah.
But then when he comes back healthy, it's like there's Poto, there's Dungey, Stewart, Josh Hill's even in there for a while in that time, Reed, and then Trey Kennard wins like 2 main events on the year
Yeah.
after all those injuries and
Yeah.
stuff.
And then
His speed
Kennard
is insane.
and then
was.
at Millville,
Yeah.
Kennard like arguably was faster than Stewart, just didn't have enough time to get around him.
I'm telling you, that
Like,
dude, Kennard was so fast, but
yeah, he was my favorite rider for a very long time. And it's not, I'm not saying that like that I'm switching around riders, but like at the time when he was doing his thing, like when he won that championship over Purcell, like
it was such
with
a comeback.
that
was my
number
okay.
right there.
He was my favorite rider for a long time. I was telling Kyle this beforehand. This bad boy right here, I won. I don't know what I won it in, but I was so pumped because 2010. Yeah, 2010 I would have been 16.
Yeah.
Something like that.
No, 17.
16 or 17.
Yeah.
Depending on the time of year, I guess.
Yeah,
But
right. Yeah.
he was my favorite rider at the time, and that year, the dude was a rocket ship. That series was really good to watch. It reminded me of like the Pastrana Roncada thing back in the day.
Yeah.
Because it was such a deficit to overcome, but they won the title anyway.
I spray painted a white V-neck T-shirt, "Go Traynard" number 38 in red, and got a photo with the Moto Clown and was in a Racer X magazine, and I have no idea what issue it was.
Oh,
I cannot find it, and
wait,
I would have to go and like.
I didn't know that because I have
Yeah.
at home. I've never thrown one away.
Oh, did you have to look?
Well,
we have to
so
look through.
we weren't subscribed for like
No, don't tell me.
no, it wasn't that time.
Okay.
Randomly, like from like 14 to
Yeah.
like whatever. Like there were a couple years that we weren't subscribed. I was just like reading online and stuff.
Oh,
But I
okay.
guarantee you that around those years we have them.
You have to have it.
I'll
It's
search.
it's in one of those ones where, I mean, it's the same year that he won. Like he beat Purcell at Steel City, like at the end of the moto, and won the championship.
I know I have them because I have
Yeah.
this issue, which would be the same year.
Same year. So like if you
I'll
can
have to
find
find
it, that'd
it.
be sick. And it's not
I
like
never
a
knew
huge.
that.
It's not a huge photo. It's not like a huge thing.
It's
like
probably in the montage of all.
It's in the montage
yeah.
of fan things, and I'm
Yeah.
in there with Moto Clown. Like we're in the infield, so if I'm looking down at Steel City and it's like the tabletops that go this way, like from like the center of the track towards the outside, and there's a huge step up the hill.
Uh-huh.
I'm in the infield right here, right by the S-bend finish where
Yeah, where
Villopoto past Dungey.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm standing there and I see Moto Clown walking down, and I'm like, Moto Clown, like during a 250 main, and like I'm like, go Traynard, and then like I think it's his name's like Hubert or something, Huebr, something like the Racer X photographer or whatever his name is.
I can't remember.
He came up like wearing his Racer X bib and like took a photo, and he's like, that's going in the issue. And then my dad was like, or my dad's friend Chris was like, you're in the issue of Racer X. Like,
I did not know that.
and I was like, dude, that's so sick. But I wasn't subscribed to Racer X at the time.
Oh,
and-
dude, I'll have to do some digging around.
So I have to
know.
look for it though.
I
It's
know.
kind of sweet.
I know if my dad's listening.
That's my claim to fame. I was with MotoClown. I have a photo of me with MotoClown at Redbud Motocross of Nations.
Oh yeah.
I was a little drunk though, so like I don't look good in the photo.
Little. Yeah.
I was like, ooh. My ratio was way too rich. But
Wait. Okay. Before we move on, how long we've been talking? 20 minutes. Okay.
20 minutes though.
Um.
It's like 7 minutes of an intro too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry guys.
Yeah. Sorry about it. Try to keep it. Try to just keep it real. Favorite. Okay, I'll give you two.
Okay.
Because it's too hard to pick one. Favorite two moments at either High Point or Steel City.
Favorite two moments? Like, are you talking about like racing or?
No, like pro. I got a pro national, like watching, like what the pros have done.
Oh, like watching the pros.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because those two, I know for a fact that High Point and Steel City. I'm sure you did, but I can't speak for you. But I went to from like 2000, actually maybe even earlier, probably before I came.
I was there from like 98 until now.
I was about to say like when I was a kid, like a child.
I remember. So this is a little off topic. I think it was like 97, 98, like one of my first times ever going. My dad had a van. You know how like those like they had the windows that like they creep out and like at the bottom it's like this like latch, you know, and like you like latch it and like the bottom like sticks out like that far.
Yeah.
I slammed my finger in one of them, and me being a young kid who doesn't know pain at all, my dad was trying to get me to go to bed because they all wanted to drink, and I slammed my finger in there because it was cold, and I just screamed, dude, like, and my dad was like, the next morning, he's like, I like told him that was me, and or not the next morning, like years later, like within the past 5 years, and he's like, dude, he's like, we all thought some kid was getting murdered down the hill.
What?
He's like, yeah, he's like, we thought some kid was getting murdered down the hill, like, because they were just screaming, and I was like, no, that was me, and my finger was stuck in the window. So, anyways, sorry, that was my little story. But so, two favorite moments from the pro nationals, watching
the pro nationals of.
Okay, well, my first.
Okay, top three. We might as well get top three if we're doing two.
Okay, well, my number one favorite,
because those two nationals we absolutely went to all the time.
Okay,
every year.
Yeah, so my three favorite moments involve Carmichael and Stewart. Okay, all three of them.
Two of mine do.
So well, not Carmichael and Stewart, but all three of them are just those two. That's it. Right. So my favorite moment of all time is watching Carmichael jump the tunnel jump for the first time.
That was my number one as well.
That's that. I mean,
because I was
standing right there.
Yeah, dude, we didn't even know each other at the time. Because I remember standing. Not to interrupt you, but for years now, when we go to High Point, we sit over by the quad. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But for years we sat. Well, because when it had the old layout was so much better.
So much better.
You know, with the uphill triple behind the start.
Yeah. And,
iconic uphill triple. Pit row, like Bradshaw Boulevard and stuff. Yeah. You know, we used to sit right out of the over under by the roller section. And I remember he hit it on like I don't even know. He hit it like mid moto or something.
It was random. Like he just came through. Everybody's like, man, like, oh yeah.
Well, he hit it like a couple times in the first moto, and people were like, what? And then he didn't really do it, and then whatever. And then the second moto, even if you watch it on TV, if you don't remember, it's on YouTube. Second moto, first lap, very like right off the. It's not even first lap. That's like 2 corners.
Yeah.
Wyndham or somebody gets a start.
It's the whole shot technically.
Wyndham or somebody gets a start. I don't know who it was, and Carmichael just comes out and or it was like Millsaps or somebody. Millsaps just like scrubs over it. Carmichael just shoots it first lap, takes the lead.
So gnarly,
dude. The first time I saw that, I was like, "There's no way," because I remember I was there with my whole family. My dad had been racing there for years, like District 5 and racing pro and stuff, and he was like, "What?" They blew our minds.
Like, that's gnarly. It's completely blind.
Totally
you're turning. It's a step down of like 15 feet. Like, you're going down 15 feet, not including the fact that it's like a 40-foot gap too, out of a corner.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah, it was, and
there's no landing.
Right. And people have done it since then, but it was way more gnarly then.
I mean, he was the first person to do it. Like, that's just so sick.
It was way more gnarly then to do.
I mean, and he was up there. Like, now it's kind of more of like made to like If you
It's
can do it, you
mellow,
can do
but
it.
the
Like
tunnel used to
before,
be steep.
oh my god, yeah, it was
Mhm.
insane. But
So
that
anyway,
was
that's my number 1 too.
that was my that I just had to say that. I'm going backwards. I'm going from one.
That's my number 1 as well.
My second moment is with Carmichael and Stewart. So the old layout used to come down the rollers. This isn't the same year. So Carmichael's on his 450. Stewart was on a 252 stroke KX
05.
05. Thank you. But so I guess 05 then,
Yeah.
and
Kawasaki didn't come out with a 450 till 06, and Stewart was all pissed about it, and it shows because as fast as he was, and he held his own on a 252 stroke,
he couldn't hold.
He was getting
yeah.
walloped on the starts and stuff.
So
yeah, I said walloped. Sorry, go ahead.
It's all good, man. You're just 85 at heart. Okay. So, you're interrupting the show.
Sorry.
So they come down the stair steps after the tunnel jump, and they take a right. It was like a sweeping right, and then you used to hit this like jump, and then you would turn right again and go straight up the hill.
Mm.
I remember Carmichael and Stewart were battling, and Stewart went a little bit outside, and Carmichael went on the inside and took out Stewart's front tire going up the hill. And Stewart fell halfway up the hill, and the place went nuts, dude. Went ballistic, bro. Like the whole place was going insane because like Stewart's bike, it's like two-stroke doing its thing, and then you just hear.
I know.
Carmichael just took him out, and it was just like one of those things where like they hit the same berm, but Stewart was in like the rough stuff, like the thick stuff, and like just kind of like folded over Carmichael's back tire.
Yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about. I didn't see it, but
oh, dude, I was like standing like right behind it, like looking up the hill. I was like, what?
Yeah, see, we were on the other side by those rollers,
Yeah.
so we didn't see it live. But I remember, you know, naturally you went home and then watched the race on TV. We watched it, and like Stewart like drifted out into like the soft stuff and like couldn't get it drive, and Carmichael was coming up, and they just slowly faded together, and they just crumbled
like
or something.
Fell over him. Yeah. So
number 3.
And then number 3 is again, I guess I have just good like timing and where I stand. I was standing with my dad's best friend at the time, Chris Ferguson, who was telling me that I was in the Racer X magazine. We were standing right at that step down after Bradshaw Boulevard when Stewart got cross-righted and went right over the bars. Like,
so bad.
I mean, it's not that it's my favorite moment because I like
Stu, but it's the most memorable.
But it's definitely the most memorable.
Yeah.
Like just watching him like do that, and like the fact that he was all right was insane.
Yeah.
So
no,
those are my 3.
That was we were across by those rollers, and oh my god, he was, because I remember that same race, Carmichael was jumping the finish line to flat.
Yeah.
Like what? He was like
for no reason.
Like 2.5 stories of a fall.
It's just insane.
To flat. It was hardly any faster, but apparently it was a little faster. Carmichael just knew how to rate. Like even on the weekends that Stewart was faster, Carmichael could just step up right over the edge and pressure him, and he went down. Yeah. And like people could say all they want, but Carmichael knew how to play it.
Carmichael's the GOAT.
Yeah, and that's what happened. Like he was pressured, came over that jump, got a little cross-roaded, boom. Yeah. And that was probably the worst crash I've seen with no injury ever.
Yeah, I mean he did knock himself.
I mean he was knocked out, but I mean he had no, like I'm pretty sure he
ragdolled. Like
it was bad.
Like I was standing there, I was like, oh, like I thought I just watched the man end his career.
Yeah.
Like I was like,
Same.
wow, this dude's done.
I remember my dad, brother, and mom, like our whole family was just like, we were like, oh my god,
yeah,
like he's done. Yeah, that was crazy.
What are your 3? So you said Carmichael's
number 1 is Carmichael hitting that double, because that was just the biggest like, geez, like
at the moment it's like
I was
whoa.
I was like 13 at the time.
Like that's the equivalent probably of like watching the Rocco hit the leap for the first time.
Oh yeah,
that's probably what that was for us.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was young. I was like 13 or so. It was like 07, 13, 14, something like that. That was crazy. Number 2 would probably be Durham almost winning High Point on 1110.
That was sick. I lost my voice.
Everybody was going nuts for 28 minutes of like a 34-minute moto.
Who got him? Was it Baggett?
He ended up 3rd or so.
Yeah, there was 2.
I think it was Rattray
and Baggett, wasn't it? No, not Baggett at the time. Definitely Rattray.
It might have been Baggett.
Maybe.
Yeah, it was. I think it was.
I think it was 2 PC guys got around.
I think it was Rattray and Baggett. If anybody knows the actual answer,
Yeah.
comment please.
Down below.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
And hit the like button.
Dude, that was so cool. We were all it was so sweet to see how cool locally that guy was. Like, you really actually saw it come to life there. Like, people were that pumped about someone that was literally just from the area. And I mean, he was also like a rad guy too. I'm not saying that like just because he was from the area, that's what people were doing, but that's insane that like that was the craziest thing I think I've seen for like the whole national going wild.
Yeah.
Dude, and then have you seen if anybody hasn't seen it, which I'm sure everybody listening to this has, because everyone listening to this is probably local, look up the first lap of Darren with
His
Nico
whole
Izzy.
shot.
Oh my god, the whole first lap.
So
Dude, those
nuts.
dudes are flying.
It's on it's a GoPro, right?
Yeah, that might be the fastest looking first like GoPro like first lap thing I've ever seen. Like, they look like they're just flying. And Durham was that thing that was so cool. That was like one of my favorite memories. For sure.
This is the same year. This is the same year because Rattray.
That is one of my favorite pictures
really
of
well.
all time.
Check this out.
It's one of my favorite pictures of all time.
This is one of the greatest photos of all time.
Dude, blow that thing up. Screw us for a second. Just go.
I'll blow it up.
Just blow her up. That photo is so sick.
I mean, that's one of the sweetest photos.
For anybody just listening, it's the photo of Durham on 1110 and Rattray on PC Cowie with the red plate, and Durham is passing him.
And he's like
one-handed looking at him and like waving to him pretty much like, hey, see you later. That is the craziest. That's so cool.
That's so sick.
That's
like
so
that.
rad.
That's like the ultimate like hometown hero.
Oh, he was for sure.
That's so sick. That's so sick.
Yeah, and then my third moment would have to be when Poto passed Dungey in the last corner of Steel City. RIP Steel City. Loved going to Steel City.
That was my favorite track ever, all time. Loved it.
That was
memories
awesome.
there.
That was awesome.
So sick. Yeah. So we've talked about a lot of things so far. A lot of random things. Trakenard crashing, all those other random nuances and stuff. But let's get back into like updating 2021 motocross. So Suzuki's not dead yet.
Not completely.
Not completely dead. And it's
JGR.
it just so happens to be that the meme going around is sponsoring this team too.
Oh yeah. Twisted T, baby.
Just slapping everybody in the face.
I know.
With a new Suzuki team.
I do love some Twisted T every now and then when I'm golfing. That's for sure.
Yeah. So we got Twisted T with Brandon Hartrath, which finally we've been talking about it every episode. Where is he going? And he deserves a ride. And there he goes.
If anybody has been listening to all of these episodes, they have heard us and me, especially. I've talked very high every time how our team's not picking up Brandon Hartrath on a 250 because he was the top guy at what's it called, TLD last year.
TLD. Yep.
And he was in the hunt. But at the same time, he is a bigger guy. So I think he's gonna ride really, really well.
I hope so. I hope he lights it up.
At least outdoor, because he's gonna be joined by Max Anstey.
Yep.
Anstey was no joke last year. Outdoors.
No, I mean he popped a third.
Dude, he had like 2 DNFs on the year too.
Yeah. He had a rough go of it, and that was like his first full season back.
Yeah. He had 2 DNFs based on bike problems too.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how Anstey does in Supercross.
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting. And then they have
the Deuce,
the 7 Deuce. Entignap. So
that Adam Entignap.
I
always mix him up.
Yeah, I think it's Adam Entignap. Adam. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Adam.
Yeah, Tyler does the announcing now. He does like Supercross announcing and stuff. Well, not really announcing, but like interviews and stuff.
Right.
So, but no, that's a solid team. Entignap, he drops in the mains most of the time. He's always at least right there. He's always right there.
Yeah, he's always there
every time. And then you have Anstey, who is, proven European, who has been very solid, did really good in outdoors. I just haven't seen him in Supercross. So
outdoors, he put the JGR guys to shame.
Oh, absolutely.
Outdoors.
Oh, he was hands down the best JGR rider for sure.
Yeah.
Or well, not best Suzuki rider out of
Yeah.
all the them.
Oh, for
So,
sure.
yeah.
For sure.
So that's gonna be interesting. And then I'm just looking forward to seeing how Brandon Hartrath does. So because I mean him on a 450, I actually didn't think that he was gonna go to 450, but he did. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like what you were saying about Chase Sexton. What you were saying about Chase Sexton, how he's gonna be moving up from 250 to 450 so quick. Like I kind of
Yeah.
think that it might be beneficial for Brandon to do so.
Yeah.
So
I,
I
I
don't know.
think I think so. I mean, he's been I mean, he's a bigger guy. Like he looks like so good on the 450. Like if you like go
Yeah.
on his Instagram, if you have Instagram, check him out. Or there's probably videos on YouTube too, I'd imagine.
Mhm.
But he just looks so good on it, like so smooth, because he's a bigger guy and he doesn't like override a bike. You know, maybe I mean, I don't know. I think that bike will suit him myself, and I would like to see him at least have like a couple breakout. I'd like to see him have a couple breakout rides just so he can,
Maintain that
maintain like
a
a
name in the
ride
sport, I
and
guess,
yeah.
because so it's kind of like it's kind of similar to me of like the Alex Martin thing. Like for a while there, like it was like, is he gonna have a ride? And then like he was like putting in results. So now I feel like he's kind of taken. I mean, now he's on
Yeah, I
450s, but he's
mean,
kind of taken over that whole thing of uh that whole like will he do good enough to get another ride type thing. So
yeah, I mean, I I hope good things because I think
yeah,
that, like I said, I mean he's a bigger dude, so
yeah.
hopefully
So
he excels better on that.
so let me ask you this. I have to look something up on my phone real quick, but let me ask you this. Going into the 2021 season, who do you think, now that we've already talked about Brandon Hartraff, we've talked about other riders in past episodes, it's now like a little over a week away from the first round. Who do you think that is not like a proven rider right now that is going to be somebody to look out for?
Not a proven rider, someone to look out
I
for.
mean, they're obviously proven because they're pro and they're,
Right, I know what
you
you
know what
mean.
I mean, but
Yeah.
like not like a podium caliber rider.
Um,
Or if they are a podium caliber rider, who's somebody that you think has made so many changes that they could potentially be the, like a guy, you know?
I think that eventually, and that first, the first person that comes to my head, and people might think otherwise. Um, Drop a comment if you have a different opinion and why. But I personally think that Anderson has been a sleeper, and I think part of it is some injuries like that have been lingering, and but he's always shown so much speed like every now and then, and I think he's been getting like forgotten about
Mm-hmm.
kind of as a contender. Like obviously nobody's like, oh, he doesn't deserve a factory ride. But he's still on that caliber. But I think he's getting forgotten about when it comes to like a title contender.
Okay.
So, but I think that I don't think that I would sleep on him. Um, People are forgetting he just won a championship 3 years ago.
Yeah, and
So
I mean, you know my thoughts on Anderson.
I
He's my favorite
wow,
rider.
I'm very 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 convinced that the year of the Motocross Nations where him and Cooper tangled on the first lap.
Yeah,
I'm very convinced that in the hardest class, he may not have beaten Hurlings and Koldenhoff. I'm not
yeah.
saying he would. I'm not saying by any means he would have went there and whooped those guys. I mean, those guys are flying. But in the hardest class of that year of Motocross Nations, there's no doubt in my mind he would have been top 5.
I would have said top 3.
Yeah, he
I
was.
would have said like Hurlings out front, Koldenhoff, and then Geyser like would have been the tough ones to worry about. But he
Mhm.
probably could have made a run for the 3
Yeah,
of them for
and
sure.
and little side note, Cooper was flying that day too. He crushed all his qualifying
Oh,
rounds.
dude,
If they
he
wouldn't,
won the 250 division by a mile.
if they wouldn't have collided in the first lap,
Yeah,
there's no doubt in my mind that the United States probably would have gotten second
second.
overall.
Yeah, and it would have been a respectable second considering the conditions.
Maybe a third, second or third
Yeah,
is a good
yeah,
call. I'd say
I would say
they may
so.
not have won, but
Yeah.
yeah,
So you say
I'm sticking
Anderson?
with Anderson. I think that he's got some stuff to prove. And he's quiet. He's like quiet all off season. I don't really see a whole
I
lot. Like I see the Team Fried pictures, but all they are is just like pictures. They're like,
people have this weird people have this misconception that Anderson doesn't care. But the part that should scare a lot of people with Anderson is the fact that he does it his way and has so much fun. You know, the dude's in shape.
Oh yeah.
He has not gotten tired. He hasn't lost a race because of fatigue in how many years since the first like year in 450 class.
Yeah.
Like maybe outdoors, but that's a completely different animal. Like that's outdoors, dude. You got to be like a freak.
Yeah.
But like he does things his own way, and if things start rolling his way and people see Anderson, you know, with that spunk and like and that drive that he usually has, like when he won that championship, look out, dude. Look out.
I think that you need to have fun in the sport to to remain a part of it. I think you're just gonna get burnt out if not.
Yeah, which is exactly what I think Tomac's doing.
I think so too. I think I think he's already kind of hitting that point where he's kind of over it.
Yeah,
but he's still in it because he's
still
on contract and he's definitely still fat. Like if he wants to, he's gonna win.
Yeah,
you know.
But it didn't seem like he wanted to. So
no, but and then like you were saying with Anderson, he was with Alden, right?
Anderson was with Alden, yeah.
Yeah, he's done with that because I think he said in one interview that he just wasn't really having like as much fun. Like he didn't care wants to just go ride. And
if you look up any documentary and stuff, they'll say that Anderson always outperformed everybody, but he hated it. And and that tells me that Anderson was willing to put in the work. He was willing to do what it took to be a champion. It's just like why do that if you know you can do that on your own while having fun? So
and I know I followed all the like vlogs they did with Team Fried for the Motocross of Nations that same year we were talking about. And oh man, like he wasn't with Alden for long before that. And they would just go they just went overseas and he was just ripping these sand tracks.
Oh yeah.
For like
and he's not a sand he doesn't ride sand all the time. I mean he was with Alden, but like people, not a legit sand track.
Yeah, people are like, you know, Osborne's in so much shape, in such great shape, and like like in some of those vlogs, like Osborne's like Anderson's out there ripping, dude. For like 35-minute motos straight, like as hard as he can. Like
that's so
I don't think his fitness is in any question. I think I think the only thing that's gonna hold him is like being healthy.
Yeah.
Like staying on two wheels, I think is gonna, you know, because he's always there. Like even last year, didn't he win? Or he didn't win. He got like top 3 in like the first
he had a couple rides that were like if Anderson had gotten a start, he would have won type thing.
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure in rounds 2 and 3 podiumed, and then like randomly like round 5 or 6 he like got hurt or something or had a lingering. I don't know what it was.
He had a rough patch there though, but I mean I couldn't agree more. And if I had to pick, that would be one of the people that I would say is like watch out for him this year.
And who was yours?
Mine was gonna be Barsha. I think with him on a different team, dude,
might be a good change.
Yeah, I mean, and he mentioned something. He was like, when he first rode the gas, he was like, "Is this what you guys have been doing about traction?" He's like, "This is like cheating." He's like, "I don't know how you guys are getting so much traction with these bikes because on my Yamaha I was not."
Wow.
And he's like, "This is insane." He's like, "Tracks." He's like, "I'm riding the exact same tracks," and he's like, "My first day I was already faster than my previous lap times."
Wow.
On a completely new bike.
Yeah.
Like
some people just, you know, I feel like sometimes, and especially when you're at that level, you know, like you get locked into a deal or something. Like, is it possible that there are just other bikes that just suit them better, even with all the adjustments they make and all the parts they put on? Like,
look at Cooper Webb.
You know what I mean? There's gotta still be.
Cooper Webb went from Yamaha. He showed glimpses of speed. He did the same thing his Barsha. Barsha won a bunch of A1s. Couldn't win another race.
A1, man.
Will he win A1 again this year? I think if he doesn't win A1 this year, people should be nervous. Because when he wins A1, he's not really a threat throughout the rest of the season. But if he doesn't, watch out.
Maybe he's better off to just ride around in like 10th.
Yeah.
A1.
So, but, I mean, Cooper Webb went from Yamaha to Red Bull KTM and won a title.
Yeah.
It was like quick. And you know for a fact that Gas is being ran by the same people.
Oh yeah,
same people telling them
motorcycle.
It's all the same.
The only part of the motorcycle that's not the same is when you buy it at like the local level. All you're not getting is like a couple parts. You're not getting the pipe.
You're getting a cheap KTM.
Yeah,
a cheaper KTM.
Cheap KTM.
So, anyways, hey, so we've been talking for a little over like 40 minutes now. 7 minutes of it being our intro, which I'm sorry guys, we always do that to you, and I feel so bad.
Yeah,
but
feel free to fast forward through.
yeah, so just go ahead and skip up to things. I'll make sure to put the timestamps in the description for you guys as well. But before we go to break and we get Grant Harlan in here, we need to ask Kyle a question. Questions for Kyle.
Oh, you
Trivia
You
time.
stumped the shit out of me last time.
I
I
got
told
him.
you I'm not good with the late 2012s and
Yeah,
14s.
I mean that's his fault for telling me though.
I'm bad at
So,
those.
got him last time.
Because there's so many Will Hans and Blake Baggett Dean Wilson random titles in there.
Yeah,
Bogles. Like there's just randoms.
Friggin' Stewart too. So
Yeah,
I don't know where.
there's so many one-timers.
So I got one for you. This one you should be able to get. I'm not gonna throw you under the bus too bad right here, but you should be able to get it because this is like your time. This is like this is where he says he knows what he's doing, guys. So
Oh God, now if I get it wrong.
yeah, if he gets it wrong,
horrible.
everybody just spam in the comments how bad Kyle is at guessing things.
Okay.
I would have never known, but all right. So who is the 1999 250 West Supercross champion?
250 East was Ernesto Fonseca. 250 West. The 250 West champion, a little more complicated than it seems. It should have been.
Yeah, because of that other guy was in there.
It should have been
like I know.
It should have been Casey Johnson. I rode with Casey Johnson one time at a private track.
See, now he's just stalling because he's thinking about it in the back of his head.
It's Nathan Ramsey. But they I rode with Casey Johnson one time at a private practice track, the Shays. And
yeah.
He was the fastest guy I ever rode with in person. And I'm talking like versus like I mean
dude, he should have won that title.
Obviously with the times, like
yeah.
But like even like up to now, back then, dude, I've never seen somebody pass me so fast. But anyway, Casey Johnson won the first 2 rounds of the 1999 West Series and then got a podium the 3rd round. 4th round, he had no, I don't think he had the double. He didn't have a run for a Supercross triple. Cased it, and somebody landed on his arm, broke his arm. And so he didn't get to run the last like 5 rounds of the series. Nathan Ramsey won it.
Of course.
So, but he was like the first 2 or 3 rounds, like Nathan Ramsey was nowhere to be found, and it was Casey Johnson and Casey Lytle, and Casey Johnson like won like everything. I remember seeing that one a lot, but
that's insane.
But yeah, it was Nathan Ramsey on PC Cowie, number 25.
Nathan Ramsey did win the 1999 250 West.
The late 90s, the late 90s. I'm giving you too many hints, but the late 90s are just too easy for me.
It looks like we don't ask him any more 90s stuff, guys.
Don't ask me. Yeah, just go ahead and skip like 12 through like now.
I could probably ask you like 3 years ago, and it'd be tough.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't get it.
So
I'm like, which one did Cooper Webb win? I don't know.
All right, hey, so that was a good first 2/3, I guess you would say, of this show. We're gonna get Grant Harlan in here over the break, so take a look at a little bit bigger picture of our sponsors here, and then we'll see you guys after the break.
Yep.
All right, so we're back, and we're gonna move into the section where we get Grant Harlan in here, who is racing in the Hoosier Arenacross championship right now, fighting for that championship. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and get Grant in here right now. But no, so anyways, Grant, hey, so I mean, we don't really know you. Brett kind of got a hold of me and was like, hey, I could probably get Grant on the show if he wants to, and I'm glad that you are willing to. So can you kind of tell us more about yourself, like where you're from and stuff?
Yeah, so I originally grew up I was born and raised in Kailua Kona, Hawaii, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Ginger from Hawaii. Lived
know
there for about 10 years, you know, riding in horse arenas or a horse arena and pretty much a track made out of lava rock covered in mulch.
Yeah.
So, you know, I didn't grow up racing and riding the best tracks, but I had quite a bit of fun with it, and went over to California, I think, when I was about 5, I would say. We went to some local race there in Brona Oaks, and turns out Carson Mumford was there, and battled against him for a little bit, and went back home, and
Cool.
and that's when like we kind of figured out that, you know, like Carson was like in a bunch of magazines, and you know was one of the top kids.
Yeah, like
in,
there's something there. Like you
Yeah.
got something going
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so figured out what Loretta's was too, and tried to qualify for that, which was pretty tough coming from Hawaii, because they didn't have any qualifiers
Yeah.
over there.
Mhm.
Like now they got an area over there, which is awesome, but
Nice.
you know we'd
Oh,
have
cool.
to come to California 4 times a year to go race the areas and regionals, and it
Yeah.
took me 3 tries to make it there, and
Wow.
uh,
What
ended up moving in
what class was this at the time?
50s.
50 still? Okay. So
Yeah,
so how long did you live? You said you lived there for like 10 years now. When did you how old were you when you moved, I guess? Was it
So we moved in 2010. We moved to Texas.
okay?
I was 9 then.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Wow. So that's and then you've been in Texas ever since, right?
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, that's kind of a sweet little come up story though,
Yeah,
considering
that's
like
awesome.
you didn't race against any of those guys and then you just go race against Carson Mumford. I mean,
Yeah.
and you see where he's at now. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
a
I mean, it was
lot of times it's tough to not really know where you're at, you know, for a while, and then, you know, I'm sure being over there, it was difficult to really. You probably didn't really understand where you fell until obviously racing Mumford. I mean,
Mm.
yeah, I mean, I didn't know what any of that was, you know, like we watched a little bit of Supercross and Motocross on TV, but like even that, we weren't super like big into it. We didn't really know a whole lot about it, and like I said, went over there and raced him, and saw a bunch of like, you know, the amateur kids at the time, the 85 Super Mini 250B class, and we were like, man, this is crazy how big it is. And like I said, we found like we looked into it a little bit and found him in some magazines like Moto Playground and stuff like that, and we're like, wow, like, you know, maybe there's something to it.
Yeah. Did like as soon as that happened, was it like, oh, I guess it's time to what 50 were you riding at the time?
Cobra 50.
Also, you were doing the Cobra thing, because I know a lot of kids like they'll like ride like some, I don't know, manufacturer bought 50 and then they'll do really well against somebody who does well, and then their parents are like, all right, well now it's time to take the step to go to Cobras and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but that's pretty cool that you were
Yeah,
already
no.
on the Cobras. So
Yeah. I think back then the Cobra was really the only 50
yeah,
that
was
that
competitive.
people rode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
yeah. So we just really got this whole thing linked up through Brett. We've been friends with Brett for years and stuff. How did you guys first connect?
So he I guess he said something to my dad at a yeah, that'd be great. That was Greg Alperson asking me if I wanted baked potato. Anyway.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
Anyway, yeah, so he said something to my dad at the Redbud National in the mechanics area or something, and
Mhm.
you know, my dad wasn't real focused on it, and you know, he was trying to keep an eye on me and check lap times and stuff, but yeah, he said something to my dad. I guess his mom lived in Justin. You know, I mean, he travels all around Ohio, Pennsylvania, Texas,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But turns out he lives in the same town as me in Justin, Texas. So got linked up from my mom and his mom working together, and since he's laid off from his job, he's agreed to rent for me at all these arena crosses, which is super cool.
Yeah, that's real cool.
Yeah. Heck yeah. I mean, so, and like, it's crazy how small the world is though. Like, if you think about it, like met through your guys' moms, and then now he is wrenching for you after saying one thing to your dad at one point in time. Like that's just crazy how that works, considering. And there's not like, I mean, it's not like you lived in Pennsylvania, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
because if you
Yeah.
did, then it would be understandable. Like, it's literally just like he was at a national and did that.
Yeah,
Like, that's actually pretty crazy. How that
I
happens.
actually didn't know that was the connection. I thought that you guys knew each other prior or something.
Yeah, like that's.
No,
I
no.
would have definitely guessed that, like, because since I had not met you before this, like, I thought that maybe you had like lived in like the Northeast at one point in time, you know. So
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
have a bunch of friends that actually live in Pennsylvania, but
Yeah.
I've never been up there.
Yeah, I mean, you're
And
not missing much right now though. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know. I
right.
bet it's all cold and snowed in, huh?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
yeah, it's not the fun time of the year for sure. So
No.
So speaking of Brett helping you out and stuff like that, who else do you got backing you right now? And what are your plans for the rest of, or I guess the whole year of 2021?
Well, my biggest plan right now, I guess, or the only plan I currently have is race these arena crosses. My main focus for now in the future is Supercross, really.
Mhm.
But leading up to that, I'm going to be doing the full Hoosier Arenacross series. I'm going to do a little bit of the Kicker Arenacross series at Guthrie, which is like their third round or something, and
Yeah.
focus on making a little bit of money doing that, and getting ready for Supercross down here in Oklahoma with, like I said, Greg Albertson, who is making baked potatoes.
How's it working with him?
It's been great. Got hooked up with him. I actually met Greg about I'd say 5 or 6 years ago. Shannon Nide brought me out to Trey Kennard's place before he retired and sold the place, and actually got to stay at Greg's house for a night, and that's where I kind of got introduced to him a little bit, and then saw him a little bit at like local races and the Swan Pro Challenge with Jimmy when they were on that Suzuki team, and he started coaching early 2018, late 2017, I believe, and decided to make a little change and come up here, and no, it's been great. Been steadily improving each year.
Awesome. It's
Yeah.
good to hear. Yeah.
I mean, that's sweet though. It would be. I feel like it would be. I feel like it would be kind of just like surreal to work with someone like him who, he knows the ropes, like he knows how things are supposed to be done, and he sees potential in you too. So that's awesome.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, he's got a ton of experience with race teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Being,
I mean,
being a mechanic and
Yeah.
all
absolutely.
that.
That's sweet though. So I mean, I guess talking about the Hoosier Arenacross, where are you at in the points right now? Like how's your year been, or your season, I guess, been going?
It hasn't been too bad. Got two or a win in each class at the third and fourth round. Currently sitting second in 250 and third in 450.
Okay.
Okay.
How far back in points are you?
I think this past weekend was double points or something. In the 450, I'm sitting 30 down actually, and the 250 is like, I think 15.
Okay.
Oh,
So
nice.
I mean, you're in it.
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah.
there. Like you can make something happen. Like one bad weekend from another guy, like you're making it happen. Is it Hicks that you're battling for these points with right now?
Yeah, he's leading both of them, and then Preston Taylor's in second in the 450 class now.
Oh,
Okay.
So speaking of Hicks, we gotta go. we gotta
go into it.
We gotta shift into
Yeah.
what happened this last weekend. You're gonna have to go over that one.
Yeah. So he got the win in both classes Friday night, and was looking for that the Big Charles sweep, which is an extra $500 if you get all four main event wins. So going into Saturday night, obviously, he's going after that, and I'm going after, trying to get another 2 wins. And in the 250 main, He got a super good drive in the whoops and kind of sent it pretty hard into the corner and put me over it, which looking back on it was a pretty solid move. Got the pass and put me back to third. So, I mean, that worked out real well for him and kind of upset me a little bit, but, you know, like I said, race and move is all good after the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
anytime
it was,
someone puts you on the ground.
yeah, it was definitely, I mean,
But it's arena cross at the same time.
yeah,
like,
I mean, but you definitely would still be upset about that. I mean, it wasn't exactly like crazy clean, you know, but I know it was a racing move, so.
Yeah, I mean, if I was in his position, I might have done the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So
that happened. Then I think the 450 main was like 20 minutes after, and got another good start in that, and was leading that, trying to be a little bit more defensive, so not leaving the inside as open as I had been, and made a little mistake in the flat start corner going into the whoops, and didn't have a super great drive, and he kind of blasted around the outside and with a pretty good drive, and about halfway through cut from all the way right to all the way left and got on the brakes pretty hard, which I would have been probably fine with if it was after the whoops, but we were still going through them on the gas and, you know, already a little bit frustrated from the main before, kind of let that get a hold of me, and saw a little opening, which wasn't actually there going to nothing. Yeah, I'm good. Ask about my baked potato. Anyway, yeah, thought I saw a little opening going in the corner. Hindsight, there really wasn't one, and came together with him and flew over the berm pretty hard.
Yeah, it definitely looked pretty gnarly. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have been too pumped about the move over and the whoops too. I saw you riding the nose because, I mean, obviously as you're going through the whoops, you couldn't really get on the brakes much.
Yeah. There's only a certain amount of time where you can actually get on the brakes and it do anything because you're skipping over like mountains of dirt. You know, you're not like riding on flat ground where your tire can catch traction. So that's nuts.
I could easily see how both those situations would, you know, make you want to make a move, like, you know, I mean.
It was a little frustrating.
For sure.
And I think you mentioned it, how that slam, it looked like you got the worst of it, even though you inflicted it, you know? So
yeah, I got ejected off the bike pretty hard over the berm. I think he stayed on the bike pretty much until he hit the concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were up pretty quick though.
Yeah, I got up fairly quick. Unfortunately, my throttle side handlebars was pretty much sticking straight up in the air.
Oh man, that's the worst. Did you end up DNF in that moto?
Yeah, I got back going, and then in the next corner, he got up pretty quick too, and rode down the side of the track and like stuffed me in the next corner, and I was still kind of like trying to regain my thoughts, and like he went up in the berm and I cut down a little bit, and going up like to face the jump, I wasn't going very fast because my handlebar was, you know, up in the air, and I think I clipped a tough block with my fork lug, and it just like threw me over, and like the bike landed on top of me.
Cool.
It was pretty embarrassing, like because I have a video of it.
And, I was gonna say,
I don't think I saw it.
I was gonna say we didn't see that part of it.
No.
So
yes, I don't think that's on the videos that everyone else has seen. This is something like this is a video that
like a personal video.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
damn,
So after
sucks.
that, like, because I was stuck into the bike for like 20 seconds.
Now, was that going to be the reason why you DNF'd, or was the bike already kind of at that point where?
I probably would have finished the race.
Yeah.
If that didn't happen, but after that, I was kind of like, this isn't really worth it.
Right.
How far into the moto was that one? Like what lap or did that happen? So.
I think that was like 4 or 5.
Okay, so like you still had some time left then, huh?
Yeah.
You there?
Hello?
There we go. Yeah, I lost you for a second there.
Yeah, it was lap 5.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, so I mean that's crazy though, but I mean it sucks that you ended up. I think you got 12th.
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that sucks for the points, but I mean, what are you gonna do though? So I mean, when something like that happens, I mean, I hear it from guys all the time, like all of our buddies and stuff. Like I believe that you ride with Logan Carno too. I think I saw him post a photo with you the other day
Yeah,
and stuff.
he came down for yesterday and today to ride. He actually just left for St. Louis to do some posters and photo shoots for the team.
Nice.
Sweet.
That's
Yeah.
cool though. So.
Yeah. Oh no, you go.
Oh, so yeah. So I mean, I guess I mean, we don't have to keep talking about that though. I mean, if anybody wants to see it, they can go to the Hoosier Arenacross site on Instagram. I think they posted the video,
Yeah.
didn't they?
Yeah, Hoosier posted it.
So
They posted the video of that, and then there's a little slideshow of the 250 main event.
oh man, yeah. So that's
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, that's crazy. But I mean, hey, that's what happens in arena cross. I mean, that's why I've always said like dudes that come from arena cross, like you always got to watch them because they're tough dudes. Like if they
Yeah.
race arena cross, they know how to battle and they know how to battle hard.
Oh,
so,
for sure. You kind of have to battle like
Yeah.
that, you know.
So
Yeah,
that's
it's been
pretty
super tough for me too because I'm not really a super like sprint kind of guy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a 15 lap main event, but at 22 to 25 seconds, you know, they go super quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
I tend to be a little bit better at, you know, second half of the motos like outdoors and,
Yeah.
you know, a supercross main event.
I mean, I get
so like this has been super, super tough and a good learning experience for me, honestly.
I mean, that's good though. So, and then are they still doing that whole path where you have to have a certain amount of arena cross points to be able to race Supercross, or is that not a thing anymore?
I'm honestly not too sure what the whole deal is with the getting your Supercross license and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I did it, I had to go race the Supercross Futures.
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah.
did do those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did those. And,
Okay.
uh,
Which makes sense because I don't know if they're still doing that now, like with like COVID and everything going on.
Well, plus
so.
they eliminated the whatever the Arena Cross series was called before, and now it's, you know, Kicker and Hoosier.
Yeah,
You
true.
know, so I don't know if it's
So maybe
it's
they
the
have
same
to do
step.
the
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, I think if you got top 20 at Mini O's or something, you got your license,
Uh-huh.
which is crazy to me because I like
Top 20?
yeah.
Wow. That's actually
Yeah.
that's like quite a bit of spots. Surprising.
Yeah, I
actually.
know like, when they first introduced the futures and stuff, like I went out to California to race I think it was Phoenix, Anaheim, and Oakland.
Mhm.
And I mean it was like top 5, you got a decent amount of points, and top 10 you got, you know, half that, and then if you weren't top 10, you didn't get any points, and the top 10 guys were all factory bikes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then you could just go to Minios, and if you get top 20, not saying that that's easy, but I feel
Right.
like if you're going to futures where there's less riders and you know, I mean, not less riders, but more factory riders who are there, like trying to get their license for Supercross. I feel like it'd be harder to do it with futures.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think
So.
it's a tough situation though, because obviously with the whole COVID deal and
Yeah.
you know what races are allowed and what aren't.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah. So, with Supercross this year, are you planning on doing East or West, or I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Right? Because they're just splitting up all the random rounds because of COVID, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, but I'm planning on doing West Coast since it pretty much starts right when the Hoosier Arenacross series ends.
Oh, okay.
I'll only have to miss round 1, which is Orlando.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and I get to start at my favorite round of the year, Daytona.
Perfect. Yeah.
Nice.
So, I mean, I guess, you know, going back to what you were saying about not really a sprint guy, I actually saw some of your posts about Red Bud and like all the different rounds that you just had. I saw you did pretty well, like a bunch of top 20s, right?
Yeah, so I started at Ironman for the outdoor series after an injury in Salt Lake to my wrist, and I actually didn't qualify in the top. I don't know what they take, if it's 36 or 40. I think I qualified like 45th and had to race my way through the LCQ again and won that. And I think I either went like 21-20 or 20 21 or something, but was able to score a point there, which I thought was pretty cool. And then
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
kind of just kept getting better through the season. Got, I think, a couple 17ths and a 19th at a Red Bud, and then went to Millville and Colorado after that, and was able to go 21-13 at Millville, and
Wow.
then
Wow.
2011 at Colorado, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I knew.
That's
Yeah, I knew
solid.
you had one moto that was up there the one time. That's awesome.
Dude, I
Yeah,
mean,
my second motos were really good. First motos not so much.
yeah, it seems like that you have that trend though. So, I mean, what's it like? What's it like running up? Getting a couple 20ths, and then you're like catching stride, and you're starting to see like, okay, I can run the pace to get at least points paying positions, and then all of a sudden you pop out like a 13th and 11th. I mean, how did you feel during that?
Yeah, I mean it was super cool. Like, I didn't do a whole lot of working out, I should say, between Utah and the first round. I kind of took it easy a little bit, and like I would say 2 weeks before I was released, I started going for runs again and doing a little bit of home workout. And as soon as I got my cast off and got mobility back in my wrist, I think I had about a week on the bike before I went into Ironman.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a zero expectation type deal, but like I said, just kept building through the season and kept finding that little bit of speed there.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, an 11th place. I mean, there's more than 11 factory guys. So I mean,
There are factory dudes behind you at that
does that
point.
set in like at any point? Like, I mean, what are you thinking after the point where you're like, man, I just slapped it to a couple dudes that don't got to worry about anything on any given weekend,
Yeah.
No, it's super cool. Like, I mean, I will say it was pretty tough this summer. I know me and my dad did most of everything, from parts to expenses and all that. So
Yeah.
it was pretty tough in that aspect, but I really enjoyed, getting the race to 450 class and having some good finishes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's super sweet. Now, I mean, I guess, so you're saying that you guys did expenses like all on your own and everything. I mean, you got anybody backing you? I mean, I guess at this point, so who are your sponsors and like who's helping you out?
So for Arenacross this year, so for Supercross last year, I was working, or I was riding with the Tyloo Honda Supercross team.
Okay.
And I kind of had the same deal going on this year. I'm not on the Supercross side, so to say. I actually got a little deal worked out for the Arenacross series, and gonna still need to work on the Supercross program a little bit, but want to give a big thanks to Joe from Tyloo for kind of setting that up and getting it organized and ready to go. Buddy Brooks on the Tyloo Honda team for supplying the bikes and helping out with motors and all that kind of stuff. Storm Lake Honda for bikes and stuff too. FXR for the gear. Hoosier tires, maximum traction. 57 spec tire. And Factory Connections, another big one of mine that comes to the track and works with me a little bit time to time. Get the bike dialed in. So big thanks to those guys and everyone else that helps the team.
Heck yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, that's awesome that you got all those guys helping you out, because it's riders like you, the ones who we see potential in, and people who deserve it. I mean, your story's crazy. Like, you're coming from Hawaii, not knowing who Carson Mumford was, and then you raced against them all the way until now, and you're almost breaking a top 10 in a national.
Yeah,
that's so rad.
I mean, jumping from Hawaii to here, I mean, isn't that far off from moving from another country over to here?
Exactly.
I mean, that's a huge jump. That's a huge leap that you have to take. And clearly you saw the the potential that you had in that. I mean, and and like what Kyle was saying, it's awesome to see. You were just saying it was like you and your dad, with parts and all that stuff. I mean, that's just like that. I feel like that's the heart of moto.
Yeah.
And that's super cool to see something like that turns into getting a 13th or an 11th I mean, I feel like it doesn't get any better than that, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
That's sweet.
And I will say it is pretty cool. You know, I've been racing Carson pretty much my whole life. I mean, up until we separated a little bit on, I think like 65s to 125 type deal. He was always a little bit smaller, so he stayed down a little bit longer than I did. But it's cool that, you know, my first race in the States was against him, and now we're going to be racing against each other in Supercross. So that's super cool to me.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
That's super sweet.
Do you guys do you guys talk when you guys are at the track and stuff like that?
No, I don't know if I've talked to him like in the past like 6 years.
Oh, okay.
But that's just something that sticks.
I mean,
that just
you
sticks out to me.
You definitely know that he knows of you though, because at one point in time, like you were racing against him and stuff and everything. So that's just in general, that's just really cool. And to know that, yeah, I mean, you could be factory level rider as well, you know, at some point in time, which is super sweet.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, I mean, we don't want to keep you too much longer. We know Greg's probably got a sweet baked potato going for you. So
yeah, no, I'm kind of looking forward to it, to be honest.
So, hey, Grant, we really appreciate you coming on the show, man, and good luck in the rest of the Hoosier season and going into Supercross, man.
Yeah, man, absolutely. We'll be pulling for you.
Thanks for having me on.
But all right, man. Well, good luck, and we'll catch you. Maybe we can get you on another show again.
Yep, sounds good. Thank you.
Later, man.
Later, man.
That was pretty sweet, Grant. I mean, dude, it was cool to hear his perspective of that whole thing going on at the Hoosier Arenacross.
Yeah, for those of you that haven't seen it, you need to check it out. It was pretty gnarly.
I would try to bring it up, but
we were really excited to.
Weird, so.
We were actually really excited to talk to him about it.
Yeah.
It was good to hear his perspective on it. Cause,
yeah.
I mean, what he said was pretty much kind of what we were thinking. Like you could tell when you watch the video, he does move over in the whoops, and you could tell that he was kind of like fed up at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him though, dude, because like he's in the points, and you get taken over the berm, like, and you could see like he was like surfing his bike. His bike got taken out so quick from him, like that's not always the.
For sure.
I mean, understandable, and I mean, I've never been taken out that hard, so I imagine I'd be pissed.
Yeah,
I'd be really mad. So
yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
But good to hear that he's doing well. I mean, he's got the speed. Which I'm looking forward to watching him in Supercross too.
Yeah,
outdoors. I mean, he killed it last year in outdoors. I mean,
oh, I know, dude. 11th
and he even
place?
raced the whole. He didn't even race the whole series.
11th place in 450 class.
Yeah,
there's like 16 factory riders.
Yeah,
so that's sick.
But 11th is crazy.
Yeah,
like
so
I don't even know.
I couldn't imagine that feeling of being like, dude, you come back and you were that close to a top 10. In a 450 Pro National, with, I mean, how many? There's like 7 factory teams at the time, wasn't there?
Yeah, probably around there.
Yeah,
because you got Rocky Mountain too.
Yeah,
like there's multiple.
I mean, Baggett's on there, so it's definitely factory team.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
so you have those.
You got all those guys, and then most of them have 2 riders, so it's at least 14. And if some of them are injured, then maybe 12, 11. I mean, but he's there.
Still, man. I mean, that's
sick.
That's insane. I mean. Yeah, I don't know. That's
super
wild.
Rad. So
super wild.
That's pretty sweet.
I mean, we'd like to shout out to Brett too, Brett Rossi.
Yeah,
he's the one guy who linked us in to getting Grant on here and talking to him.
Long time friend Brett, man. I'm bummed that he moved away, but I'm glad at the same time because opened up a door for him and stuff. Though he's a really good dude. His dad was always really nice to me and stuff too. So it was a lot of fun growing up.
Brett's the man.
Riding with him. I gotta turn this off because I am really white right there.
Looking pale.
Looking pale. I'm a little sick. But hey, so that was a good interview with Grant, and we talked about a bunch of good things this episode. And I actually feel like this episode was one of the ones where we kind of got through it pretty well with a bunch of new things coming up with Sexton and riding a different helmet and everything, like
Heart
Raff, all these things that we talked about was pretty sweet. So, and then hearing from Grant himself and talking about Hoosier was sweet. So, thanks again to the guys at Vert MX Graphics, DH1 Mods, and Valor Labs for sponsoring us. And I think we're gonna cut this episode on that one, and then we will see you guys in the next one. So, peace.
Later.